Welcome bakers, welcome to the fancy cakery, welcome to my kitchen. It is Halloween. What do you always have left after Halloween, after all of the children and the adults, mostly the adults, eat all of the chocolate? What's left? Those brown, long rolled things, and bubble gum, and unnamed little candies, and a whole bunch of candy corn. Either you love candy corn or you hate candy corn. So if you are a candy corn lover, you're in luck. This video is for you. I'm making candy corn buttercream. Trust me, finding a recipe for candy corn buttercream was hard work, but I think I got one. And today we have a special shout out subscriber. Her name is Chantel Taylor Lowe. When I first started my YouTube videos, actually, when I first dreamt of doing a YouTube video, I kind of put it out there, hey, I should do a YouTube video. And there was a lot of, oh yeah, go, yeah, great. But you know, they weren't really serious. They didn't think I could really do it. But Chantel was, yes, that would be great. So encouraging, so supportive, such a wonderful critiquer. Always watched and critiqued and said what was good, what was bad, and in such a very supportive way. So Chantel, you are my shout out subscriber for the week. And as always, you get to tell me a recipe that you want me to do, and I will do a special video just for you. Click that pink frosting below, subscribe, and you may be my next week's shout out subscriber. So you want to get started on this candy corn buttercream? Let's get going, bakers. Come with me in the kitchen. So this recipe starts off with candy corn, and you're supposed to chop it, and I used the food processor, and that did not go out well because that just don't do it. It's gonna not be well. So chop it, just chop it. You don't have to do it fine, just chop it. And we're gonna do egg whites and honey, which I had to pop into my microwave because this morning the temperature in Texas decided to drop down to 41 degrees from being like 70 degrees. So the honey was very frozen, kind of frozen. So I had to warm it up. And we're gonna do some Crisco, lots of butter. You can't have a Swiss meringue without a lot of butter. Water, and then some sugar. This is mostly our sugar, but we are gonna add a little bit of sugar. And we're just gonna get going. Okay, so we have our water boiling, and we're gonna put our egg whites, and this is like a double boiler. We're making a double boiler. And we're gonna put our egg whites, and we're gonna put some sugar, regular granulated sugar. And we're gonna put our water. And our candy corns that are chopped. And we are going to stir that until everything is nice and melted. All right, so this is all nice and melted now. All the candy corns are melted, and it's that beautiful orange color. And now we're going to put it in our mixing bowl and start whipping. Candy corn actually was made in the late 1800s, and the recipe has really not changed since then. And did you know one of the main ingredients in candy corn is honey? I had no idea. But if you taste it, you kind of can taste the honey a little bit once you know. So we are going to whip these egg whites and the sugar and the candy corn, which is the sugar. The candy corn really is the sugar. We have now pasteurized it basically over the heat, over the double boiler, and we're gonna whip them. And you can use the same bowl. You can do it in this bowl and then put it to whip. but it takes a little longer to cool it down, and it has to be cooled down before you add the butter or it will get soupy. So we're gonna put this to whip. So now we're gonna add butter. Yes, it's a lot of butter. It's a lot of butter. But that's a Swiss meringue. And we're gonna add a little bit at a time. Okay, so we've been mixing it for a while after we've added all our butter in. And it's supposed to be nice and butter creamy. But it's a soupy, soupy mess. That's okay. It's nothing wrong with your buttercream. It's just a temperature thing. Feel the bowl, it's still warm. So we're gonna pop this into the fridge and cool the bowl down, cool the mixture down, and then we're coming back to whip and see what happens. I'm going to be very honest. When your Swiss meringue changes, it changes in a split second. You just watch it and it turns from soup into buttercream right before your eyes. And it is the most amazing. Wow. You've ever seen. Baking is an exact science, but it doesn't tell you exactly always the right ingredients. Sometimes it's more like an experiment, and such is my baking life. It's a mess sometimes. Sometimes it comes out the first time, sometimes it don't. And I am 100% sure you've done that in the kitchen too. And this is what we do. We experiment, we add, we subtract, we take away. And we come up with what we come up with. And sometimes we just come up right. So join me next week in the fancy cakery. And hopefully I will get it right the first time. But you know, it's just cake and it's just sugar.